Number 25, the Trans-Siberian Highway in Russia. Along with the Trans-Canada Highway and Australia's Highway 1, the Trans-Siberian Highway is one of the longest in the world. In order to get from Vladivostok to St. Petersburg, it crosses forests, mountains, deserts, and everything in between. Much of it's unpaved and certainly not ideal for a casual Sunday drive. Number 24, Highway 1, Mexico. While some parts of Highway 1 in Mexico are paved with asphalt, most of it's little more than dirt and rock, winding along dangerous precipices with no railings or guardrails. Number 23, Stelvio Pass Road, Italy. It may not be the scariest road on our list to drive, but it's certainly one of the most winding, and this 2.7-kilometer road in the Italian Alps has been known to give drivers trouble. Number 22, Cotopaxi Volcano Road in Ecuador. Although there are many dangerous sections branching off of the Pan-American Highway, the 40-kilometer-long dirt track that links it with the Cotopaxi Volcano National Park in Ecuador tops the list. With enormous potholes, slippery slopes, and all-around precarious driving conditions, these things make this road a bit of a challenge. Number 21, the Pan-American Highway, from Alaska to Argentina. As we just saw, there are many dangerous roads branching off from the Pan-American Highway, but the highway itself can be fairly dangerous as well. It's been named the longest motorable road in the world, as you can travel by car from the stretches of Alaska down to the tip of South America, which is just about 30,000 miles in total. As you can imagine, crossing two continents and traversing through jungles, mountains, glaciers, and deserts can inevitably lead to some challenges. Number 20, A44 in England. Although this road from Oxford to Aberystwyth in the UK is not dangerous in the same way that the previous roads have been, for some reason A44 has been responsible for so many head-on collisions that the government had to step in with countermeasures. Number 19, the A682 road in England. Like Route A44, Highway A682 seems like a rather quiet and uneventful road. In the past couple years, however, it's been responsible for hundreds of fatalities. Number 18, the Arica to Iquique road in Chile. Driving along the road can seem rather harmless, as it runs through flat and wide open spaces, and apparently drivers are lulled into a false sense of security, leading them to speed, which many times ends in disaster. Number 17, the Sichuan-Tibet Highway in China. A road with a record of over 7,500 deaths for every 100,000 drivers has reason to be feared. Due to rock slides, avalanches, and poor weather conditions, drivers should certainly use caution. Number 16, the Patiopoulo-Perdikaki road in Greece. This road in Greece is narrow, filled with potholes, lacking guardrails, and is very slippery, especially when it rains. Unless you're up for a challenge, it might just be better to walk or something. Number 15, the A726 road in Scotland. Similar to its English counterparts earlier in the list, A726 is another sleepy road that's managed to really rack up a serious reputation for head-on collisions. Number 14, U.S. Route 431 in Alabama. Known as the Highway to Hell, this stretch of road in Alabama is dotted with crosses that stand in memory of all the lives the highway has claimed. Number 13, the Barton Highway in Australia. Commonly recognized as the worst highway in Australia, Barton doesn't have a very good reputation, especially when it comes to getting people safely to their destinations. Number 12, Luxor-al-Hurghada road in Egypt. While some roads are dangerous for natural reasons, drivers stuck on this road have a different reason to be wary. In fact, after dark, some people will turn off their headlights due to the frequent attacks from bandits. Number 11, the way to Fairy Meadows, Pakistan. Although it may sound harmless, the way to Fairy Meadows has nothing to do with pixie dust or fairies. It's actually an extremely narrow and dangerous 10-kilometer stretch of road that leads to Nanga Parbat, or the Killer Mountain in Pakistan. Fairy Meadows is a nearby valley with serene views of the huge mountain. Number 10, Skipper's Canyon Road in New Zealand. This narrow and winding road actually requires a special permit to drive. If you do manage to get permission, though, be ready for a slippery challenge, and good luck if you run into someone coming from the other direction. Number 9, the Halsema Highway in Philippines. The only way to get to Sagada, a popular tourist spot in the Philippines, is via the landslide-prone Halsema Highway. It's one of the most poorly maintained roads in the world, and every year a bus or two will go rolling over its edge. Number 8, Pasubio, Italy. The Pasubio in northern Italy is famous for its incredible views. Driving can be a challenge, however, and is even not allowed after a certain point. Unfortunately, restricting vehicle access hasn't stopped people from riding their bikes over the edge. Number 7. Taroko Gorge Road in Taiwan. Known as one of the most dangerous roads in Taiwan, the Taroko Gorge Road is full of blind curves, sharp turns, and narrow paths leading through cliffs and mountains. Number 6. The Guoliang Tunnel Road in China. Although it may be hard to see in this photo, this road in China was hollowed out of the side of a mountain by several villagers from the town of Guoliang. Before the construction of this mountain pass, the village was cut off from the rest of civilization by the surrounding cliffs. Although it doesn't see much traffic due to its construction, it's inherently dangerous. Number 5. The Himalayan Roads. This catch-all term for any road leading up into the Himalayas refers to a very dangerous network of unpaved, narrow, and slippery roads that are dotted with crashed cars and rolled-over buses. Number 4. BR-116, Brazil. The second longest road in Brazil has been nicknamed the Highway of Death for obvious reasons. Every year, thousands of people die due to its poor upkeep and maintenance, and even threats from gangs and bandits. Number 3. James Dalton Highway, Alaska. The James Dalton Highway in Alaska, although appearing serene at first, is filled with potholes, small flying rocks carried by fast winds, and worst of all, it runs through the middle of nowhere. Number 2. Commonwealth Avenue in the Philippines. More popularly known as the Killer Highway of the Philippines, Commonwealth Avenue in Quezon City has seen numerous pedestrian, cyclist, and vehicular deaths over the years due to awful regulations and enforcement of traffic laws. Number 1. The North Yungas Road in Bolivia. Also known as the Road of Death of Bolivia, it's often cited as the most dangerous road in the world. It is a regular occurrence for buses and trucks to go tumbling to the valley below, especially when they try passing each other.